Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in the last video we learned about the basics of microeconomics, and if you haven't seen that video, please do click on the link that's available in the description box. Today we're going to learn more about the economics. So let us start with our today's video. So today we're going to learn about the central problems of an economy. Right? So these are three main problems which an economy needs to solve, and they are what to produce and in what quantities. Second one, how to produce, and the third one, for whom to produce. Right? So before we move on to these problems, let us first understand what is an economic problem. Right? So an economic problem is basically the problem of choice that we need to make. We know that there are limited resources, right? We discussed that in our last video, that there is scarcity of resources. So an economic problem is basically the problem of choice which arises due to scarcity of resources and due to the alternative uses it has, right? So the economic problem is just because of three things. First, scarcity of resources. Second, you need to make choice. And why do we need to do that? Because we have unlimited wants. And the third thing is because the products, the goods, they have got their alternative uses, right? So these are the three main things because of which we have to solve out these three main problems of an economy, right? So now let us look what actually are these problems and how can we solve them out. So let us look at our first problem. What to produce and in what quantities. Any economy needs to first solve out this question. They need to decide what should be the nature of the goods, what should be their quantity. Regarding nature, we can use it as a consumer good, a capital good, a peacetime good, or a wartime good. It needs to be decided according to the scenario, what's going on in the economy. Right? So the government, or whether it depends on the type of economy, obviously, whether it's a socialistic one, a capitalistic one, or whether if it's a mixed economy. And if you don't know what these three are, what am I talking about, please do check the last video. The link is available in the description box. So the economy, according to the economy, these things, they need to be decided because we know the resources are scarce. So first thing, they need to decide which resource needs to be produced, whether more of consumer goods or more of capital goods are to be produced. Then you need to decide the quantity as well. It cannot happen that if you're producing consumer goods, then you'll just keep on producing a single type of consumer good in endless quantity, right? You need to decide the quantity as well because the resources are limited, they are scarce. And production also depends on what is the preference and priority of the economy, right? If there's a wartime situation going on there, then obviously more of wartime goods will be produced, more of defense related products will be produced. But if there's a peacetime going on in the economy, so obviously more of peacetime goods will be produced. So it depends on what is the economy facing. So that's how we answer at this first question, what to produce and in what quantities. Now let's look at our second question, and the second question is how to produce. Now obviously it's a big question, how to produce these goods. Once you decide what to produce and in what quantity, the next question that arises is how to produce it. Now how to produce, you have got two choices. First one, as you can see here in the picture, using machines, that is also called CIT or capital intensive technique. Next one that you can see, that has got lot many people, right? So that is LIT, that is labor intensive technique. So according to what the economy has, like if I would say the Chinese people, there are a combination of both the things. They use machines along with people, right? They need to maintain that balance. Even here in India, We need to maintain that balance because we have got a huge population here. Obviously, we cannot just use machines to produce each and everything, right? What will the people do then? They will be unemployed. How will they get money? So there has to be a combination where both the things they are being used. Obviously, if the things are to be produced in quantity, obviously it takes time for people to make the things and make it up to that proper mark, right? But yes, there are at times when you need to take people just compromising a little bit on your quantity, obviously not on quality, as more and more concerned about it. So yes, it has to be decided which manner do we choose, right? So that's how we decide how to produce. You've got two options, LIT and CIT. Now let's have a look at our third question. And the third question is, for whom to produce? So as we discussed that the society is divided into different parts, and we know that very much, right? The rich people, the middle class and the poor people. Obviously a poor person cannot buy a Bugatti or a Rolls Royce, right? So obviously the economy, it needs to decide for whom do we produce. If they are making Rolls Royce, obviously they cannot make according to 140 crore people living in India. They know not many of them they have the capacity to buy this Rolls Royce, right? So they need to decide, they need to select the category of people which they can sell the good to. So again, this is a really very important thing for whom to produce. If we talk about a Parle-G biscuit, that can be produced for 140 crore people, because the company knows a poor person, or even if it's a rich person, both of them, they can buy the product and they can eat it. So the company can produce in that quantity. The company knows the category of people who can buy it. But talking about a Rolls Royce or diamonds or anything else which is of like ultra luxury thing, so obviously the people who are going to buy this are very less in quantity, right? So that's our third question, from whom to produce. So these are the three main central problems which an economy usually faces. And to cater out all these things, it's very much necessary to start solving the first problem itself, and then you'll surely find out the answer for all the things. So that's it guys for today's video. Let's meet up in the next one. Bye bye. Please do like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel.